at the north side of the plaza here, northwest side of the plaza. We've got signs over here. We need a few volunteers for marshal, a few volunteers to carry the banners. And if you guys can come grab a sign, please, to carry out our march. We have two speakers today. Our speakers today are going to be little people for people who left the affected by this genocide, people whose families are from Gaza, and who have been enduring watching this genocide unfold for the past 10 months. So I'm going to need you guys to give them your undivided attention. If I can get everybody to try to come to the west side of the plaza so that we're all kind of organized when we start to march. I know that the fountains are on, so we're going to try to get to your left of the fountains. And I'm going to move this way as well. Okay, everybody, if you're on this side closer to the road, I'm going to ask you to come to this side so we're all organized before we march. If you're over here, come this way. If you're on this side, try to come this way. All right, guys, sorry, I know we haven't been at this location location in a few weeks. So if everybody can come this way, please. Try to come over here. Nobody be behind me. We will get organized. I'm sorry, I know you guys can't all see me, but I am near the road on the west side of the plaza. There's a huge Palestine flag behind me. We're trying to get organized. There's a banner in front of me. I'm going to try to get you all behind the banner. We have a few
Everybody behind the banner, please.
Like I said, we have a few families here to speak to you today who are directly affected by this genocide. I really want to give them the respect that they deserve for their speeches to tell you how their families have been affected. So I'm going to ask you all again, please, to come this way into the plaza, away from the road, so that when we do start our march, we're organized. Again, this crowd right here, if you can come in a little bit, that way we will get real organized. Okay, I'm going to start. My name is Fatima Saleh. I want to honor and acknowledge that we are currently on the lands of many First Nations, Treaty 6 lands in the Amiskwaciwâskahikan, lands of Nehewak, Dene Solene, Nakota, Soto, and Métis. As a daughter and granddaughter of Palestinian refugees, I intimately know the intergenerational reverberations of colonial violence in my family, as do many families here today. I am committed to my responsibilities as a treaty person, as we stand in solidarity with the people in Palestine and the indigenous peoples on these lands who continue to fight for self-governance, liberation, and justice. I'm going to take a moment to talk about something that happened about 10 minutes ago. We had an indigenous man who walked through, and he was quite agitated. And I just want you guys to understand that he has a right to be agitated. We are on his lands. And if we're going to acknowledge that we are a treaty partner on these lands, we are going to march in solidarity with every indigenous person, no matter how they feel about us being here, because they have every right to feel however they want to feel about us being here. And if we are to actively engage with indigenous peoples on these lands, they have every right to feel however they want to feel, and we are going to sit and we are going to take it and we are going to learn from them, and we are going to take that knowledge and still fight for liberation and justice for indigenous peoples here and in Palestine. I'd like to take this opportunity now to introduce you all to somebody who is near and dear to my heart. Her works and her stories and her continued incredible real telling and truth telling has been difficult to read, but essential to witness and take in during the past 10 months of genocide. This is Dr. Ghada Agil.
Thank you, Fatima, and thank you everyone for coming in solidarity with Palestine and solidarity with Gaza. Assalamu alaikum. Tonight, when darkness falls in Gaza, all Gaza, including the misleadingly so-called Israeli designated safe zones, no one can be certain if they will live through the night. Tomorrow, when sun rises in Gaza, all Gaza, no one can be certain if they will make it through the day. They are bombed in their homes, while sleeping in their tents, while collecting water, while receiving aid, while cooking, while walking. In my last conversation with my sister Lubna, who's displaced in Al-Mawasi, she told me, we are all now waiting to our inevitable destiny. We are mentally prepared for any kind of death, but probably the harshest is to die from oppression, what we call in Arabic al-qahr. Documenting this testimony in my latest article titled Gaza Safe Zone of Horror, the editor of Al Jazeera English asked me to explain what Lubna meant. Readers may understand that Palestinians could die from Israeli bombs, Israeli bullets, American bombs, but they may not understand how they can die from the feeling of al-qahr, of oppression. I stumbled for a second as I could spend the entire afternoon telling her and her readers what it means to die from al-qahr. But nothing rings louder, as Fatma said, than the indigenous voices living in the slaughterhouse and experiencing genocide. So I wrote to my sister and she responded back. Al-qahr, Lubna said, it is this unbearable feeling that you have when you witness ongoing genocide, minute by minute, hour after an hour. You know that your and your family turn is coming soon and you are unable to stop it. It is this unbearable feeling when you have hearing the cries of the wounded dying in agony, seeing children without limbs and knowing you cannot help them. It is this unbearable feeling you have knowing the world has been watching the genocide for 9 months and has done nothing to stop it. The line cut off and I haven't heard from my sister then. In late October, as Israeli and American-made war jets dropped bombs across Gaza Strip, the Israeli occupation forces, IOF, not IDF, terminology is crucial in this battle of narratives. We need to liberate knowledge. Since the military occupation, since when and since then, occupation and colonizers have the right to defend themselves from the population, the indigenous people they occupy. According to the international law, it is the people under occupation who have the right to defend themselves by any means necessary under occupation power.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
I have never heard of nor read in any literature the concept of an occupying power, especially one armed with a nuclear weapon and a navy, having the right to defend itself against defenseless civilians who have been ethnically cleansed or whom ethnically cleansed 75 years ago. Back to my point, at that time in October 2023, the IOF designated the southern area of Gaza, including Al-Mawasi, as a safe area where civilians could supposedly find safety. Israeli commanders later on claimed that they considered, quote unquote, it's a permanent safe zone. It is in this safe zone in the southern area where I lost the first 36 members of my family and 13 of my neighbors, 49 in total, when Israeli missiles hit Khan Yunis camp without any warning on October 26th. Flattening 8 homes, including my aunt Saeed and my uncle Naif homes, both are older than the state of Israel, and killing most of their children, grandchildren, daughter-in-laws, and my sister-granddaughter Julia, age 2. It is also in this safe zone on October 19th that the house of my husband's sister was bombed, killing 35 people and putting an end to 3 generations, including women, children, doctors, students, etc. We hear more in the news these days about safe zones as IOF intensifies its bombardment. However, the naked truth, there has never been a safe zone in Gaza. Not now, not in October 2023, not in 2022, not in 2021, not ever. As a third-generation Palestinian refugee who has lived most of my life in Gaza, born there, I can attest to this fact. I wouldn't be exaggerating if I said that every morning of the past 290 days, I have received messages from someone in Gaza with horrific news. Today, I want to share with you some of their recent messages. On June 26th, 2 weeks and a half from today, I woke up to a message from a doctor in my family. This place in Al-Mawasi described yet another massacre. Gada, he wrote, what is happening is an organized mass killing and family lynching. Yesterday, I witnessed what occurred in Al-Mawasi when the IOF had targeted a Shakush area, a place that I know very well. He continues to say, the place in Al-Mawasi was full of displaced people, encampment of tents and temporary shelters. People are living on top of each other. Then tanks entered without warning, running over a few tents and opening fire indiscriminately. I saw people fleeing in terror, running for their life. Today, I went to the hospital and saw a large number of injured people. I no more can understand what is happening. The message continued, the relentless process of chasing, persecuting, and hunting people from place to place, from tent to tent, akin to monster hunting a prey. This is beyond comprehension. On that assault, Al-Mawasi medical resources or sources spoke of at least 50 people have been killed and wounded, and the UN reported that at least 5,000 were displaced. Today, 1.9 million Palestinians out of each 10 Palestinians have been forced to flee their homes in search for safety, moving from place to place only to be attacked and forced to flee again. The entire population of Gaza, more than half of them are children. True, 55% of the Gaza Strip are children under the age of 18, and 70% are refugees, people who have been ethnically cleansed in 1948, and all are subjected to unimaginable but all too real level of cruelty. In June 30th, another relative writes from Al-Mawasi, Gada, the number of tents around us has doubled, tripled. There is a growing fear that this horrific series of events will continue and reach everyone. We are helpless and powerless while the utter inaction of the world is turning Gaza into a death camp. He was right. On July 1st, the scene of devastation shifted to the eastern part of Khan Yunis. The IOF orders came in the evening, leaving no time for residents to pack their belongings. Everyone was running, and my relative described the experience if they are living through the day of judgment. On that day, according to the UN, the IOF forced 250,000. Can you imagine? 250,000 of Edmonton to leave Khan Yunis, which is a small area. And the European hospital has also had to evacuate. That's the only standing hospital out of the 36 hospitals and clinics that now is out of service, have been attacked, dysfunctional, and with many of the patients transferred by their families in donkey carts, on bicycle. Imagine doctors, nurses carrying the machines, the equipment, the patients, the wounded, and walking the area 15 kilometers in streets that have been bombarded time and time again. Yesterday, July 13th, the messages keep coming. 2 weeks after the Shakush massacre, we woke up to another one. And more messages coming from my family members, sheltering in a tent that is less than 500 meters from the area that was targeted, describing the attacks that killed 90 people and injured over 300 people. He described the force of the strikes, the body parts that are everywhere on the ground. young people digging out of the ground. Rescue workers arrive only to be attacked by the IOF. To conclude, these are just a few examples. Of course, this morning the UN school has been attacked where 20 people have been killed. This is a school number 1.1, I think around 200 have been killed while people are displaced there. And at the same time, every day, the UN sends coordinates of these schools twice to the IOF, and despite being or knowing these places, they still shell these places. And Western media has paid little attention, and on which it has offered little denial, being the Israeli denial and fabricated lies. These systematic and constant attacks on Palestinians in the so-called safe zones who are according to Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights, and I quote, are protected under international law alongside the destruction of these infrastructure, do not make any military sense, but solely aimed at killing and terrorizing as many civilians as possible and finish the unfinished project of ethnic cleansing that started in 1948. 9 months after the genocide, it is more than evident that this aggression is not against the Palestinian Islamic Resistance Movement, also known as Hamas, or the other resistance movement in Palestine. It is a total war against Palestinian existence. The conclusion has been confirmed by human rights experts. This killing is nothing, I quote, short of the destruction of the Palestinian life, South African lawyer Adila Hashim told the ICJ back in January. 9 months after this genocide, Palestinians in Gaza ask themselves every single day how the world can witness the constant torture, abuse, mass killing, maiming, lynching, and starvation, and refuse to intervene or hold Israel accountable. And not only do they refuse to intervene to stop the genocide, but the US, UK, and most of Western Europe and Canada are only and actively supporting it. As Craig Mukhaber, a former UN official who resigned from his job in a protest of the organization in action and complicity, observed, not only are these countries refusing to meet their treaty obligation under the Geneva Conventions, but they are also arming Israel genocide while providing political and diplomatic cover for it. We are witnessing an era of an effectual, hypocritical, and immoral global leadership that allows this savage slaughter and oppression and qahr of my people to continue, and it must end now. As free citizens of the world, as a global civil society, we have a responsibility to call upon our government to end this genocide, our institutions to disclose and divest. We must work to ensure that Netanyahu and his fascist government face justice in the ICJ. We must hold our government accountable. We must do all what we can to support Palestinian rights for freedom and dignity. This is our task. Thank you so much for coming in solidarity with Palestine.
Thank you, Dr. Ghada, for those powerful words. I don't think there's anything to say after that. I'm going to ask Ibrahim Kishta to come and speak a few words about his experiences with his family as well. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ibrahim, and for those who don't know me, I was born in Gaza. And today, apart from my immediate family, the rest of my relatives are still currently residing in Gaza. I'd like to begin by addressing the recent massacre that occurred at Al-Mawasi refugee camp, where at least 90 innocent lives were taken and 300 more were injured. This attack occurred in what was designated a safe zone by the Israeli government near Khan Yunis. My own family members were nearby, blocks away from the strike, having been directed there by pamphlets sent down by the Israeli government saying this is a safe zone. This massacre was a blatant display of the Israeli regime's firm determination to continue to commit genocide against members who are stuck in the north of Gaza, where famine has become an imminent danger to those living there. The people in the north of Gaza are surviving on bread and expired food, despite the health risk that this poses. Since the war began 9 months ago, there has been no running water in the north of Gaza. Moving south, as suggested by Israel, offers no guarantee of safety, as demonstrated by this recent attack. Don't forget, every time they are forcibly displaced from their homes, the lives of a Palestinian is reset. They reduce their possessions to what can be carried on their backs. Imagine starting a new life every time you are forcibly displaced and forced to move somewhere else in Palestine, only to find out that the place you moved to was never actually safe. For a second, I want you to think about the heat wave that hit Edmontonians last week. I want everyone to think about how hot it was in our homes, how hard it was to be outside, how difficult it was to sleep at night, how we felt the need to shower 2, even 3 times a day because it was so hot out. Everyone, including myself, complained about the heat and the effect it had on our daily lives. Now imagine enduring these temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius during the day, barely dropping to even 30 degrees at night. Imagine doing so in an overcrowded tent where most of my family currently resides, where the temperatures get up to 50 degrees Celsius. Imagine doing so where you haven't showered for months, where the smell of smoke from the fires and your sweat-soaked clothes reek inside the tents. Imagine doing this in 50 degrees and then tell us how they're treating them and how they're the most moral army in the world. Imagine the added challenge for women in hijabs, sharing cramped tents with 2, 3, 4 families, lacking even a moment of privacy for her to lay her down to be able to cool off. Shame. Imagine doing all of this, but not even having water to drink to cool off. Imagine not having, not even a cold drink, but a drink at all to be able to hydrate yourself in this heat. I don't think any of us would be able to last 1 or 2 days in this heat, let alone 281 days of this massacre. I spoke to my aunt a few days ago and she told me at times they refuse to even light campfires because the heat from the fire is so hot they'd rather go without food than to deal with the heat. This is the harsh reality of Palestinians in Gaza. It's not from airstrikes like the recent massacre that occurred. People are dying from infections and diseases due to the severe shortages of medicine and sanitary products. My pregnant cousin is nearing her due date, and she told my mother that she was given scissors and a few blankets and told to prepare to deliver without medical assistance. And even if her child is born, inshallah, children in Gaza are born without names due to a lack of a proper registry system that denies them even the dignity of having an identity. Let's think about this. When Donald Trump's ears grazed by a bullet yesterday, the world was in uproar. But the silence of the world is deafening when a Palestinian's child's head is blown off of his body. When a hospital in Ukraine is bombed last week, the UN Security Council launched a full-throated condemnation of the attack. They said the attack was, quote, a campaign of terror against the Ukrainian people, which it may have been. But when a hospital is bombed in Gaza, they quickly determine it to be a military target, right? The double standards must stop. The unequal treatment must end. Palestinians aren't even asking to be treated as second-class citizens anymore. At this point, they just want to be treated as humans, worthy of an ounce of dignity and respect. slowly disappearing from our timelines and dwindling from our daily lives. While our lives continue, their lives are a living hell. The war has gone on for 281 days. And while we were initially motivated to come in every week in numbers, to protest, to rally, to fight back against the war, the urgency has faded for many in our community. The conditions in Gaza have not faded though. They have only worsened, and that's why we are here to support. We need to keep the spotlight in Palestine. We can't let these massacres and injustices go unnoticed. We have to resist. We have to speak out against the brutality. It starts with us right here and right now. We need to raise awareness, educate others, and continue to put pressure on our corrupt leaders. More than ever, Palestine needs our support. We must support organizations and initiatives that provide aid and relief, whether it's donating money, volunteering time, advocating for policy changes, showing up right here and right now. Everybody has something that they can do. And together we can make a difference. We can build a Palestine where every child has a name, every family has a home, and every person is treated with dignity and respect. Thank you.
Thank you again to Dr. Gaza and Ibrahim Kishta for those powerful words. All right, everybody, we're going to get going right away here. Get behind the banners if you can. And we're going to start. Can I just get my speakers right behind me? And drummers in the front. You guys know the drill? And my chanters, can you guys meet me up here? All right, let's go. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the sea, Palestine will be free. All right, everybody, stay behind the banner. Let's stay organized and let's
With liberation! they don't cope, they die. Israel is withholding the basic human need for water as a tool of collective punishment to expedite the genocide of the Palestinians. Famine is widespread in Gaza. They are starving, they are thirsty, they have no medical supplies. This is genocide. And there is no drinkable water in northern Gaza left. Thousands are in danger of dying of thirst now. With the thieves, let them breathe! 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 Let them must have food and water! Israel, stop the slaughter! From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Israel has approved the largest seizure of land in the occupied West Bank in over 3 decades, with the approval of nearly 5,300 illegal settler homes. Children are being sniped every day in the West Bank, and it is being largely ignored by MSN. For 281 days, Israel has not stopped destroying and demolishing Palestinian homes, which is considered a war crime under international law. The international community remains silent. Brick by brick, wall by wall, apartheid is going to fall. Brick by brick, wall by wall, apartheid is going to fall. Call it night 'cause we don't need them. What we want is total freedom. Call it night 'cause we don't need them. What we want is total freedom. Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina!
What do we say to the politicians watching our children be torn to pieces and choosing to still fund the genocidal state? What do we say to politicians claiming self-defense as we watch genocide unfold on our screens? What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? It's time to shut down business as usual. If the people don't get it! If the people don't get it! If Trudeau doesn't get it! If Trudy doesn't get it! If Johnson doesn't get it! If Randy doesn't get it! If Canada funds Israel! If Canada sends weapons! If they ask for re-election! If they ask for re-election! If the funders in our city! If they show their guilty faces! The genocide! The genocide! The genocide! The occupation! Free, free Palestine! Let's try that again. The genocide! The occupation! The ethnic cleansing! Shut it down! 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 Give me a big cheer, my chanters!
Gaza dead, then just know that there was a report in the Lancet that is estimating over 200,000 have been killed. But the systems that count have been decimated in Gaza because 1-ton bombs, 1 ton, are being dropped on the most densely populated place on earth. If you're watching, if you're out here seeing this march, we've been out here for the past 41 weeks. Do you know why? Because Canada is standing by Israel, and Israel is committing genocide. Organizers, we don't need them. What we want is total freedom. Organizers, we don't need them. What we want is total freedom. Netanyahu, you're a liar. You set Palestine on fire. Netanyahu, you're a liar. You set Palestine on fire. Netanyahu, you will see. Gaza's children will be free. Netanyahu, you will see. Gaza's people will be free. Netanyahu, you will see. Gaza's people will be free. Palestine is our demand. No peace on stolen land. Palestine is our demand. No peace on stolen land. Palestine is our demand. No peace on stolen land. From Treaty 6 to Palestine. Occupation is a crime. From Treaty 6 to Palestine. Occupation is a crime. There are 36 hospitals in Gaza, and every single one of them has been bombed by the IOF. We want sanctions. We want them now. And support for Israel now. We want sanctions. We want them now. And support for Israel now. Yalla, yalla, Palestine. We know you are not a dream. Yalla, yalla, Palestine. We know you are not a dream. Abolition, liberation. Hell no with occupation. Abolition, liberation. Hell no with occupation. In the past 24 hours alone, 4 massacres have taken place in Gaza. The Canadian government continues to say they stand with Israel, but what is Israel doing other than committing genocide? The Canadian government must impose sanctions on genocidal Israel, and they must do it now. Bomb our hospital, shame on you. Justin, you're complicit too. Bomb our schools, shame on should you say revolution? Resolution!
our demands. No peace on stolen land. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. من الميت فلسطين عربية. من الميت فلسطين عربية. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. Intifada, intifada. Intifada, intifada. Long live intifada. Long live intifada. Intifada, intifada. Intifada, intifada. Long live intifada. Long live intifada. Long live revolution. Long live revolution. There is only one solution. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. Intifada revolution. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free.
You're sitting out on the patio today. We don't understand as much as marching by you and just know that Canada has been complicit in genocide for 281 days.
Israel balls get a place. How many kids did you know today? Israel balls get a place. How many kids did you know today? From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. الميت فلسطين عربية. فلسطين عربية. فلسطين عربية. فلسطين عربية. غزة العزة غزة العزة. غزة العزة غزة العزة. غزة العزة غزة العزة. We will never let don't you cry. Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry. Palestine will never die. Free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. We won't be silent, free. Arms embargo now, 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 now. Run. We are the people too. We won't be silent, free. Arms embargo now, 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 now. Run. We are the people too. We won't be silent. Arms embargo now, 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 now. One. We are the people too. We won't be silent, free.
Okay, let's bring it home with our last chant. It's an Arabic chant, and it's going to tell you all the cities in Lebanon or in Palestine and how we're going back to them. We advocate for Palestinian refugees' right to return to our ancestral homelands. You guys repeat with Raja. And Raja, Raja. على فلسطين. على أرض بلادي. على فلسطين. على حيفا ويافا. على العدوى الرملي. على خان يونس. على دير بلح. على جنين. على الخليل. على جنين. على الخليل. على
return everything?